Hi guys, we are back for another Chasing the Crawfords video. And today we're going to be doing our review of the Carnival celebration. So we're going to hit on our 4 points. So we're going to talk about the ship, the staff slash service, the entertainment, and the food. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the ship. As you know, Celebration, Mardi Gras, Jubilee, they're all big ships. So if you're not being on a big, not used to being on a big ship, it may be a little bit of a culture shock for you because it is big. There's going to be a lot of people around, especially on embarkation day. There's going to be people everywhere, so it's going to take some getting used to. When we first got to
Miami.
when we first got to the port,
Yep.
um, they had already called our boarding group. And so we were able to just go right up. But then after they called us, they called everybody else. They were like,
Yeah.
just get on the ship because we don't have time for this.
I noticed that this is like the second Carnival ship we've been on where you had your assigned time, and we got there, and they were just kind of like, "All right, everybody, come on at the same time." So I don't know if they're getting away from it because we're getting further from the pandemic. But I kind of like that. I mean, we get there now. Most people, everybody's not there like you used to. Everybody get there as early as possible. People are still coming in around the time that they are assigned, but you're not sitting there waiting. If you came in 30 minutes or an hour early, they're just letting everybody to get on. So I thought that was pretty cool. Us not sitting in that waiting tank to get onto the ship and everything. And also this time we don't the port of Miami is not our favorite port. It is very busy. We're used to Orlando or Port Canaveral ports, but this time we use what's called
Safe cruise
cruise
parking.
parking.
Mm-hmm.
And basically you go park at their place, and then they take you over to the over to the ship. So it's cool getting dropped off at the basically at the door, getting picked up instead of having to go take your luggage all the way up to all the parking lots. The last time we went, I forgot where we were, so I had us on the wrong side of the parking garage, so it took us a long time to get up to our car and stuff. So that was a great experience. I know for us, if we're going down to the Miami port, we would definitely use one of those services again and everything.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we were getting on the ship, like I don't know if you guys have been in the Carnival terminal for Miami, but like they have those escalators that you go up. So we were like going through the line to get on the escalator, and there's four of us. And the lady like cut the line off at our oldest son and like pulled the little rope so he couldn't come through. And I was like, hey, he's with us. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, ma'am, he's a minor. He's a child. He needs to be with his parents, not cut off from us. And she was like, oh, okay. So she let him through. I'm like, girl, I know he looks like a man, but he is not. He is a child. Let that child through with us. So I just thought that was kind of weird because we had never had that happen before.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's a little older, but still, I mean, they usually let you one because it was only one person. Like, what is one extra
Right.
person gonna do? So, yeah, that was kind of weird. And plus, they got the dogs there, so be prepared for to be sniffed by the dogs. It's not that bad. I mean, you put your
Mm-mm.
stuff down, or if you don't have anything on you, then it walks by and keeps it moving. So that's definitely something you got to really think about when going through the port of Miami. Anyway, the next thing, once we got on the ship, we always do our muster. We suggest, Didi as a travel agent suggests that you go ahead and do your muster as soon as you go to your muster station as soon as you get onto the ship. But we had two different rooms this time, so my oldest and I were in the room. Didi and my youngest were in the room together, which is that's what we do when we have the kids. Now we'll switch it around and have them actually stay together, and Didi and I stay together. But on the books it shows us two, and then that's a way for us not to have to pay for two drink packages. Um, but so we had two different muster stations. So Makan and I, we went to one, which was kind of it was a little different. Our muster station person was kind of militant. Like she wanted the kids up front, she wanted the parents in the back. I know while I was there, like some kids were over there where their parents told them to stand, The lady made them go over to where she wanted them to go over, and then the kids would get in trouble with the parents, and I had to step in and go like, "Hey, the lady told them to go over there." And they're like, "Why she tell that?" I was like, "I don't know." But other than that, it was quick and fast, just like a regular one. But I thought they were a lot more militant than they usually are. Usually, it's kind of free going and kind of like, "Hey, listen," and they go over there, spill, make a couple of jokes, and you're on your way. She wasn't with. She didn't make no jokes. She was right to it and very serious. How was y'all experience?
Child, our person was like, beep, bye.
Okay, we went through the whole spiel. She made sure everybody was there. She wanted a certain number of people, so we were standing there waiting until she got to a certain
Mm-mm.
number of people. So it was a little different with that one though. But after that, we went to the rooms. We didn't go to the rooms, did
Mm-mm.
we?
We
No.
went to eat because we got on early,
Oh yeah,
so the rooms weren't ready.
yeah.
So we went to Guy's Burger and ate. And this was our kids' first Carnival cruise. They've been on Royal and MSC, but they've never been on Carnival. So they had never had Guy's Burger before. They were not a
Yeah,
fan.
which we'll get on. We'll talk about that a little later.
But
But
we went to
yeah,
eat, we got a drink, and we just sat and waited for the rest of our people to get there. In total, I think there were fourteen of us.
yeah.
So we were waiting for everybody else to get there. So we just sat and waited and, talked or whatever until the rooms were ready. Then we went to our rooms. So we always, well, not always, we usually get a balcony room. So Mason and I went to our room, and we couldn't get out the balcony door. We're like, what is going on? And it was like white, like you couldn't see outside to the balcony. Um, and you couldn't open the door. So we called guest services and we're like, hey, I don't know what's going on, but we can't get out on our balcony. So she was like, okay, just give me a few minutes. I'm going to send somebody up there to see what's going on. Well, I don't know if you guys know, but like the balconies are connected. So sometimes they can open them up and you can go through to the other side. Like if you are with somebody who's next door to you. Well, they had left it open and it was blocking our door, so we couldn't get out. So maintenance had to come and shut that so we could actually get out on our balcony. And that was the first time that had ever happened to us.
Yeah, and the kids were in the interior, so we had one balcony, one interior, which I put in there. The interior actually it was kind of spacious. It's not the usual interior. It was on the corner and everything, so it was I guess a little more square.
Mm-hmm.
But I put the video in here showing kind of the interior and plus the balcony. But it was a nice size. We've been on other cruises with the balcony, so it was comfortable. Um, it wasn't anything. We've been in that balcony before.
Yeah, we had a cove balcony, which is like on the lower levels, I
Yeah.
think. So we were on deck 5.
hmm Which we do like the decks, deck five, because it's easier to get to kind of the middle of the ship, where the main stuff like places to eat. Most of the places to eat are that's inside the ship, like the main dining room, emeralds, different places like that on the 6, 7, 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Lido deck with other ones. So it's real easy to get to stuff. So we like being on the lower levels. Next, we'll talk about the layout of the ship. Now, I happen to like the layout of Mardi Gras and of Celebration. These are bigger ships, but we've been on smaller and older ships. And to me, the smaller, older ships aren't as open.
Mm-mm.
On those ships, you gotta like it's not straight. You can't go straight from one end to the other end. You got to kind of go down two and then go over and then go back up and then to get to anywhere. And it takes you a good little time to figure out. To me, they worked on the layout to my favor to where you get on the floor. You can go pretty much on each floor. You can go from front to back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot open. It's like, especially like with the center stage, you can see 2, 3 floors down. And it's real easy to get to stuff. I really like the layout of these ships.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to navigate. Also, the ports that we went to. So this time we went to San Juan, Amber Cove, and St. Thomas. So we had been to San Juan before,
Mhm.
and that was one of the main reasons why we picked this cruise because I wanted to go back to San Juan and I wanted to take the kids to San Juan. Um, we love it there. We had a good time. Baby, it was hot there.
Yeah.
It was a lot hotter this time than it was the last time. And I don't know if it's because we went,
Oh yeah,
this time it was
definitely.
the beginning of
Yeah.
summer. Um,
We went in June this time. Last time it was the beginning of September.
mhm. Um, we don't ever really do excursions, but our son wanted to go to Gato, so we went there with him. We had a good time in San Juan.
Yeah.
We went to Barchina again to get the original pina colada. Our second port was Amber Cove. I'm not a huge fan of Amber Cove. Um, we had just went to the Dominican Republic in December. We were just at a different port because we were on Royal, and then we had just gone previously in August on Mardi Gras. So we didn't even get off the ship. Like the four of us didn't get off the ship, and then two of my cousins didn't get off the ship either because they were just like, we don't really like Amber Cove either. So none of us got off the ship. Like I sat in my room and watched my TV shows that I had downloaded on my iPad. Um, and then we went to St. Thomas, and it was raining when we first got there. And I mean, like, there were like flash flood warnings and everything. So we didn't even think that we were going to get off the ship. And then the rain like slacked up. So we got off the ship and we went to the sky ride, but the line was like around the building. So we just walked around and went in some shops. We tried to go to some bars, and honey, it was a mess. We went to this one bar. I can't think of the name of it, but I'm gonna have Marcus put it on the screen. Child, the bartender was drunk. She was drunk and she was acting a fool. So we sat down and we were just looking at the menu. And so I had on a pink shirt, and there was another black lady who had on a pink shirt. So that lady had ordered, and she was on like the other side of the bar. So the bartender brings me her drink, and I was like, "Oh, I haven't ordered yet. That's not my drink." And I don't know. She said something kind of like incoherent. And then she took the drinks to the people that they belong to. And the husband was like, "No, you need to make us new drinks because you just gave those people our drinks."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, I'll effing bleep, bleep, bleep." Like, she's like, start going off on this man.
Real loud.
Going off on this man because she gave us their drinks. And the man was like arguing with her, whatever. And I just looked at my cousin and I was like, "Let's go." So we just got up and walked off. Cause like, one, baby, it's 10:30. Why are you drunk on the job already? Yeah. Like, and y'all, like, she wasn't tipsy. She was inebriated. Yeah. Like, she was sloshed drunk. So I don't know if she slept at the bar the night before and then just woke up and started. I don't know what was going on, but she was inebriated. Like, they needed to take her off the job. Then we went to this other bar and I was like, "Hey, do y'all have a menu?" He was like, "No, just tell me what you want and I'll see if I can make it." Never mind, honey. Goodbye. We just got back on the ship because I'm like, I got the drink package. I'll just get back on the ship and drink these drinks that I already paid for. Goodbye.
Yeah, I want to go back because it was like 2 or 3 ships in port, and so it was raining. It was raining pretty hard, and so nobody got off the ship. So once it stopped raining, all 3 ships, everybody on there piled off at the same time. Mm-hmm. So it backed up everything because everybody got off at the same time. You got a few thousand people that's flooding the port now, and I think that's why. And that lady was drunk, so she was drunk like she'd done this before. Drunk, like this is normal for her because the guy that was working with her wasn't like flipping out on her. He was just like she was normal, and I was like, "Oh, this is different." So I feel like. And then so we didn't get to go to other places because it was a long line or just a lot of people. And so the port itself, we didn't get a chance to experience it the way that we normally experience ports, because when we first go to a port, we don't do excursions. We try to walk around the port, walk around the city, and get a feel for the city itself before we start doing excursions and stuff. So we definitely got to go back to St. Thomas because that wasn't
Mm-hmm.
it. But I don't blame St. Thomas for that. I
No.
blame the circumstances and like it was a lot of people piling out of the at the same time, even because we were like, that's a lot of people. We might want to go back to the ship. And finally, after all that happened, we were like, yeah, by the time for us to hit the ship back up. Some people in our party did make it up the skyline, but they went out when it was raining, and
Mm-hmm.
that's not our
Mm-mm.
spirit. We just don't do that stuff. Listen, if it's raining, we good being on the ship and stuff. So yeah, but San Juan, San Juan is San Juan.
Mm-hmm.
We really do enjoy San Juan. We do walk around the city, just adventuring and seeing all the things. They didn't have the umbrellas up this time. They have anything up there like they normally do. So that was kind of different. Now we still got to go to the port. The fort. We saw it this time, but we
Mm-hmm.
haven't actually experienced it. So next time we go, we're definitely gonna go to the fort. But yeah, we did have some okay times at most of the ports.
Yeah.
You know.
In San Juan, those little vendor people, like, they're crazy. One guy, I almost had to knock his block off, child, because he was like, all of them were trying to take us to the same place, but everybody was telling us different prices. So the last guy came and he was like, "Oh, I'll take y'all for this much," and I was like, "Well, the last guy just said $20. You saying 45 or whatever it was." And he was like, "But he's not gonna give you the same thing, baby. He's driving us down to the beach. You're driving us to the beach. What's the difference?" And
Yeah.
then he just like kept getting smart. And I'm like, "Who are you talking to?"
Right.
Cause I'm not the one, baby.
Well.
But I ain't trying to go to jail in Puerto Rico, so I just
Right.
walked off.
So we did, but it's one of those you're trying to sell us on something that we don't want. We didn't ask
Right.
you.
Because I didn't even ask you
We
for
didn't
that. I
ask
could see
you.
if I came to you and
Right.
was like, "Hey, can you take me to the beach?" You came over here and asked me. I'm just trying to take a picture in front of the sign. Leave me alone.
Right. But the first time we went, we didn't get all that. So I don't
No.
know.
And I think it was because it seemed like there were more people this time.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we went at the very beginning of summer. Like we went the first week of June. So that ship was packed. So there were people
Well, there's
everywhere.
also other ships with
Yeah,
us
and
too.
other ships in the port. So there were people everywhere. So those vendors were out like vultures, honey. They were trying to get those people and make that money, but you're not making none off of me, especially if you're talking crazy.
Okay. Anything else about that?
No.
I really enjoyed that story time. I forgot about that until you brought it up. All right. Next, we're going to talk about food. And what's cool about these ships is that one thing about Carnival, they give you a lot of options that are complimentary.
Mm-hmm.
And on these ships, they definitely have a bunch of. You have the old tried and true. You got blue iguana, the deli, which I don't know. It's not called deli,
Um, so
but it is the deli.
it's different on
Yeah, right.
Celebration than it is on the older ships,
Yeah,
and it's called something
yeah,
else.
but it's
I
the
forgot,
deli
but it's the
with
deli.
yeah the deli with a different name. They got the pizza, of course. Guy's Burger. All of those and all of those are on the Lido. Yeah, on
Mm-hmm.
Lido. Yeah,
The deli is not. I don't think.
but deli
Yeah.
over there by the pizza.
Mm-hmm.
But they all close together, and that's another thing I like about the layout and the food. The food, everything is not in the same spot. You have different eateries in different places. So to me, it makes it to where you're not crowded as much. So they have Shaq's Big Chicken on here. It's all the way in the back. So everybody likes Shaq's Big Chicken. They're in the back. You got Blue Iguana. Oh, and Street Eats.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of um,
Like a food truck
like a
concept.
food truck concept. That and Blue Iguana is on the Lido deck, and then right above that, you got Guy's Burger in a different section on a different floor. So to me, everyone's Emeralds is on a different floor. So depending on what you want, yeah, you have to walk a little bit, but to me, it doesn't cause a funnel where you go look at the line of guys and it's really long. You can go somewhere else and kind of find you a good spot.
All right, so we're gonna talk about the food now.
Mm-hmm.
So I normally only eat guys once. I've said this several times. Embarkation day, I get me a guy's burger. I'm not going back to guy's burger again after that because they just don't tickle my fancy. Um, so we got guy's burger the first day. and the sauce was weird. Like the sauce that we normally get to like dip our fries in, it was
Oh
like
yeah.
separated. It was really weird. Like I don't know. It was funky. Um, we ate at Shaq's Big Chicken a couple of times, and Shaq's to me is consistently good. Like it's good across the board. Did we eat at Blue Iguana?
Yeah, I did the burrito bowls.
Oh
Usually
yeah,
pretty.
we had burrito bowls. Those were pretty good.
Mhm.
Um, we ate at Emerald's. So to me, Emerald's was better on Mardi Gras than it was on Celebration. I don't know. It just seemed like something was just a little off on Celebration, but it wasn't as good. Now the kids ate the beignets. Like they had like $70 in onboard credit each, and they spent that whole $70 on beignets.
Mhm.
Um, where else did we eat? Oh, shebang was somewhat terrible. Okay, I have been in the cruise groups and people were talking about like shebang on Celebration wasn't as good as shebang on Mardi Gras. And I can attest to that. My food was cold. A lot of people complained about their food being cold in the cruise group. My food was cold. My chicken mole was cold and it was gross. Um, the what is it? Queso fundito.
Mhm.
It was just like weird. I
Well,
don't.
it was made different than
It
what.
wasn't made right.
Okay.
Okay, so the I don't know. Just it wasn't good. We did go to Cucina, um, and it was pretty good. Um, I think Cucina was better this time than it was on Mardi Gras.
Definitely. Yeah.
Um, where else? We ate at like the street eats things, but the thing about the street eats is the menu is different every single day.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be able to go back and be like, oh, I had that yesterday. I want to try it again. You're not going to be able to do that because they change every single day.
Also, they're not open. Each one is not open. So it's a fry place, it's a kebab place, and it's I forgot what the other one was. But each one is not open at the same time. So you gotta make sure you go at the right time, and each day it's a different menu. Go
Mm-hmm.
ahead.
And checking the Carnival Hub app, and it'll tell you like what's going to be open at what time and on what day or whatever. So that way you won't be disappointed if you try to go up there.
I'm gonna say my what I usually order at Shebang was normal, which is fried fish, the tacos, no, not taco nachos. Um, but hers was different. And there was a couple of people that said their food was cold, but they did give a show that they didn't do, or at least
Mm-hmm.
we missed it on Mardi Gras with them dancing around and
Yeah, with
stuff.
the little
Right.
dragons dancing around. Baby, I would have rather had hot food than dragons dancing around. Okay, so y'all can keep them dragons in the back and turn the oven on.
Yeah. And Cucina's was good. I didn't really. I'm not an Italian um, food foodie, but it was actually good on this one. I have to say that was the best meal we had on this trip. And we did the main dining room, which is all the usual stuff. Um, and we know how she feels about the main dining room. Um, but everything. I usually get steak. You can't go really wrong with steak, so I was good. I don't think anybody else complained about it either. Within the main dining room, of course our staff was great because we had assigned time, so we got the same staff every time, so they knew who we were. What else? The pizza tastes the same, but they have different types of pizza. So some of the new ones, I didn't really like those as much.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. They have some new ones. I don't know if those flavors are exclusive to
I think so.
Celebration because we just went on Freedom in March and they didn't have those pizzas on Freedom, but those new ones,
Yeah,
mm-mm,
well, they had that in Mardi Gras. I think those were especially for celebration because it was the Miami thing.
they weren't good.
And yeah, no, so I'll just stick to my quattro and my pepperonis. What else? I think that was it for food, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Emerald. Let's talk about emeralds. Emeralds was hit and miss on this one. Um,
I already talked about it.
Yeah, but I didn't tell how I
Uh,
felt about like the food itself. So we got the red beans and rice. It was still big and it tasted okay. But the shrimp scampi was really good. That was the only one that we were like, oh man, and this tastes
yeah.
just like it did on Mardi Gras. Because we also got the shrimp and grits, and that was a little off also. You know, I think, and it's one of those different cooks, seasoned a little different. And also it was so good on Mardi Gras that we high expectations, and we have been looking forward to it again and been telling
Mm-hmm.
everybody about it. And then sometimes you get in, you're like, it ain't quite as good as I remember it. So we're gonna blame it on it not being Mardi Gras, and celebration just made it a little different. But it was still good. Like, and I want to make sure that's what I want to say. It was still an 8. It just wasn't a 10, which what we were used to. In my opinion, it was still 8. It was still
It
good.
wasn't.
If we had never went and had it before, we wouldn't have complained about the way it tasted. But since we've had better, we had something to compare it to, which made it be seem like it was worse. But if we had never had it better, we'd have been like, "Oh, that's some good red beans and rice," because it's still a lot, and it was manageable, you know.
And the kids had the breakfast po' boys, and neither one of them really liked
Yeah.
it. When we were on Mardi Gras, we didn't have the po' boys. We didn't taste them this time either. So we don't really know what to compare it to. But the kids, they didn't like it. They were not impressed at all by the po' boys.
Mm-hmm. And most of those are free, except for Emeralds. It's not free,
Mm-hmm.
but it's low price. We're talking about $3 for the red beans and rice, $6 for shrimp and grits in this big bowl. Cucina and Chibang are free the first time, $8. Um, the
Per
next,
person.
yeah, per person the next time that you eat. And all the other ones that we said, we didn't actually go to the steakhouse or anything like that.
Mm-mm.
And those are all upcharges. We didn't go to Rudy's, Sea Grill. We
I
didn't.
don't ever have to go
Yeah,
back there again.
we went there and we are like, oh, okay, cool. So all the places that we talked about, except for Emerald and Cucina and Chibang, um, are complimentary. And Cucina and Shebang are complimentary the first time you go. All right, now we're going to talk about entertainment. You want to go first?
We didn't go to any show.
We didn't. We were with a group of people this time, and we really now we did talk to people. They went to the comedy. They raved about it. We never made it to it. I had planned on it, and if you watch the videos, I say it a couple of times, but we would get around people and we're just hanging out, and so we missed the shows. I did kind of catch. It wasn't Celestial Strings. It was something else in center stage because of one of the bars they were sitting at. They were out there playing it. So now at the bars, you had people playing, and they were great. Um, but other than that, we didn't really. They had all the regular shows. We just didn't catch anything. I
Y'all
mean,
know we don't. We
yeah,
don't catch the shows like that.
yeah. We
Like, I think we've been to one show.
two
Oh yeah, y'all.
80.
This was our 10th cruise, and we've been to two
But the
shows.
two shows we went to, we did enjoy them. So like
Yes,
that, we go on there, we look at the day, and we go, oh, I like them in the app, and I go, okay, just to remind us. But if we're doing something else, we're just not the people that go, oh, let's stop and go get a seat for that. We're just not those people. The adult arcade was fun though. I didn't lose that much money, but it was fun doing
the
it.
casino,
The
y'all.
casino, it was it's nice, and they have smoke free one, so you didn't have to deal with it. They had a lot of slots. I mean, the people we were with, they were playing blackjack a lot. I didn't actually get on a blackjack table. What else?
I didn't. I walked in the casino and I walked out because y'all not getting my money.
Yeah,
I went to the club,
you
y'all,
did. You
because
like?
y'all know I be going to bed at 8 o'clock.
Oh, we did. You did.
And
We
I
did the
stayed up
club.
and I shut the club down, honey.
Okay.
Okay. I was out till like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And then the next day I didn't get out of bed because Auntie was tired. But I did go to the club with the children, honey. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't like crazy or nothing in there. It wasn't really rowdy or whatever. It was just people just sitting there having a good old time.
Yeah, and the club is in the limelight, so they changed the limelight, which is where they usually do the comedy and stuff. They converted to the club at nighttime. Our oldest tried to get into the club, and that didn't work out too well, which is kind of fun. But also they have plenty of slides. I wanted to get on boat, but the day we were going to get on boat because you got to reserve it, it rained and stuff. So they're kind of like, and I didn't go back in to redo it. But it's plenty of the pool area is big, plenty of like slides, which people we were with, they did some of the water slides. We did not. Um, we did some of the fun at the deck party
Yeah.
because the cellar wagon was rained out. But the next day they had a deck party doing line dancing and stuff. Did some of that and kind of chilled outside. They got the basketball course and all those different things. That's just not our spiel.
And boat is $15 per person, and he had reserved it for himself and our oldest, and it got rained out, and they refunded the money immediately. Like, it didn't take a couple of days for it to show back up on our account. Like, they gave it back within minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. All right. Last thing is staff and service.
I'm trying to.
Yeah. Staff. Okay. Let's talk about staff. We had some great staff at the bars that we were at.
Mhm.
Some of the funnest. Now we may have been there longer than we usually do, so that might be why they got to know us a lot better. But we had some great staff. Shout outs to you guys down at the Golden Jubilee. What was?
Is it golden? Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
Golden
It's
Jubilee.
golden
That's
jubilee.
about the only one I remember.
Hmm.
But yeah, they took care of us. Made sure they already knew what we wanted. Like to me, it's amazing how many people can be in there and they will remember your order, or your favorite thing. My staff at dinner, they were great.
Hmm.
Really was. They were very engaging. It was pretty cool. I don't have our what they call it, attendant and
Room
room
steward.
steward.
I don't remember our room steward. I'm gonna be
We
completely
met him like
honest.
once.
I don't remember him. He did keep our ice bucket
Mm-hmm.
full. But other than that, I don't really remember seeing. Don't. Yeah, I saw him in the
Yeah.
hallway. I think a couple of times. Um. Other than that, he didn't leave a lasting impression like some of them
Yeah,
do.
like some of them do. But I don't know if it's because of we were always just in passing when we saw him. We didn't really have a lot of conversations with him at all outside of hey, see, talk to you later. Like I did tell him, we told him about the ice, and he did keep the ice. We had our tile animals. It was clean,
Mm-hmm.
all those great things. So he did his job. But we're used to with Carnival, you're really getting to know your room steward and stuff. But he wasn't bad.
No.
We just didn't, like I say, have a good any good conversations with him. Really, I don't think so. Which it was kind of weird to us. Kind of like, oh, have we even seen our room steward? And we're just used to that. So that was a little different. Service. I don't think we had any bad experience
Mm-mm.
with
We
service with
didn't.
anybody.
No,
Period at all.
everything was good. Like, I feel like all the bartenders, no matter what bar you went to, were like really good. Um, I'm trying to think, what else did we do? We didn't really do anything else. Mm-mm.
Yeah, no. All the service that we had was good. It wasn't always above and beyond, like with the room steward. Like we just didn't see him, and I think he would have been when we did talk to him and see him. He was nice.
All right. So overall, I I liked Celebration. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I like Mardi Gras better. But I did like Celebration. Would I go back on it? Like, yeah, but am I like, oh my gosh, I want to book another trip on Celebration? No. But if it comes up like, oh, somebody's doing a group trip or something like that, then yeah. Like, we're going on Mardi Gras for the second time in November because we liked Mardi Gras so much. But Celebration, I'm not just like, oh my gosh, I got to go back on Celebration again.
Yeah, and plus Mardi Gras is at a port that's closer to our house. And it's the exact same. And we like the theme of Mardi Gras
Mm-hmm.
better than we did the theme of Celebration. So it's very comparable, but the themes are a little different. And plus, like I say, we're closer to Orlando,
Mm-hmm.
and we have been ranting and raving about it. So we had a couple that wanted to go with us, and we're like, sure. So yeah, will we pick if we have a chance to book it ourselves? Then we're probably going to do Mardi Gras. We like Celebration. So, like she said, if somebody else wants to go on there, or if it's a group trip or something like that, yeah, we definitely do it again. Different itinerary at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
But if we have to pick between the two, we're gonna go with the one that with the thing we like and the one that's close to the closer port, just because of logistics and stuff. So, but like I say, I did enjoy it. And here's another thing: I enjoyed it with the people a
Mm-hmm.
lot. So we went on Mardi Gras by ourselves and we had a blast.
Mm-hmm.
But these 7 days, the 7 days on this flew by because we were with the people that we wanted to be on it, and we had fun. We had fun on the celebration
Yes.
for sure. Um, but we probably had more fun because we had fun people on
Yeah.
the celebration with us. So if it's just me and her, we're probably going on a Mardi Gras, just because we like that New Orleans themes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but other than that, yeah, celebration. Will we go on again? Absolutely. Will we pick it first? Probably not. I would say. Um, and we're probably not even going to go for Jubilee because it's so far away, and it's
Mm-hmm.
we've been on those ships, so it's kind of like once you've been on one of them, I feel like you've been on all three of them. Um,
Yeah. We have no reason to go to
Yeah,
Texas.
we don't have. That's just a little too far for us. For that and that itinerary and that ship, like it wouldn't be anything
Right.
new.
Like, we're not going to go all the way to Texas to go to Cozumel.
Yeah, no.
Mm-mm.
So for us, celebration was a good one. You should definitely try it out. And like I say, you need to try a couple of them out just to see which one you like, because they do have a different vibe on each one. Both were good, but we would prefer uh, Mardi Gras on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So we are big Mardi Gras people over here. And with that, listen, go ahead and look at the. We have the vlog series up, so you can check it out for yourself. Also, go check out our website, diamondstandardtravel.com, and we have FAQs there. We have vlogs there, kind of giving you some information on tips on cruising and everything.
All right, guys. So that is our review of the Carnival celebration. If you have been on celebration, drop down in the comments and let me know how you liked it. Or if you have any questions about celebration, you can leave them down in the comments below.
Until next time,
Bye.
peace.